Blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. Today I read is out of Genesis 29:30, and it's about the story of Jacob. It's a continuation of the story that we've been in. But there was just something about today that made me think about what we call the law of the harvest. And the law of the harvest is pretty prevalent in God's world, His economy. It's all throughout the Bible. There's a thread of this law of harvest throughout the entire Bible. And it basically says you reap what you sow. And I'm sure you've heard that a lot in the Bible. But we see this deception constantly in Jacob. And yes, he gets some of it growing up and seeing it in his family. But he really seems to take that deception and bring it to a whole nother level. But he gets with a future father-in-law, Laban, who is also a very deceptive guy, and we see this in the weddings when Jacob agrees to work for Rachel for 7 years, and then they had this wedding ceremony, and lo and behold, he marries the other daughter, Leah, who's older, and then he agrees to work for another 7 years for Rachel, and in this time they both give him handmaidens who have children because there's this competition going on about who he loves more, and just all this drama. But the law of the harvest, I think, really applies to us. Well, applies to everybody, but also to us in law enforcement. I think if you've got a garden, you don't grow carrots if you want tomatoes. If you planted tomatoes, when the time comes for the harvest, you would expect to get tomatoes. You wouldn't expect carrots. So you have to be intentional about what you sow. So if you want a life of peace, understanding, joy, happiness, you've got to be those things and plant those in the lives of people around you, so that later on, months down the road, you will get that back. It is a biblical principle. When you're on the street, when you come across suspects and criminals and people that have made mistakes, if you're gracious to them, if you're compassionate with your enforcement of the law, you still do your job. But if you're kind to them, you don't treat them with a lack of respect. You let them keep their dignity. You're going to meet up with them again later, hopefully not when you're in the middle of a fight with a suspect and this person sees you and remembers how you treated them. It just goes back to treat others as you would have them treat you. It is a law of the harvest. And we see this in Jacob. Jacob is very deceptive, but because he sows deception, a lot of deception comes back upon him. So just a great read today, Genesis 29:30. Tomorrow is Genesis 31 and 32. Come back and let's see what we pick up from tomorrow's read. So you guys be safe. I say safe a lot. You guys be safe out there.